The Lullaby of Hollow House. In the quiet town of Black Hollow, there stood an abandoned mansion, known as Hollow House. It had been empty for decades. Yet every night, a soft lullaby echoed from its dark windows. No one knew where the song came from, and no one dared to find out until young Elise arrived. Elise, an orphan with nowhere else to go, was taken in by the town's elderly caretaker, Miss Halloway. The old woman warned her, "Never go near Hollow House. The lullaby is not meant for the living." But Elise was drawn to the haunting melody, a song that felt oddly familiar. One misty evening, unable to resist, Elise followed the song through the dense fog, up the creaking porch, and into the mansion's gaping doorway. The air inside was thick with dust and memories. A child's laughter whispered through the halls. In the heart of the house stood a cradle, rocking on its own. Inside, a delicate porcelain doll with glassy blue eyes stared up at her. The lullaby grew louder. "You finally came back," a voice cooed. Elise turned, heart pounding, to see a woman standing in the shadows. Her face was gaunt, her eyes full of sorrow. "My sweet Elise, I've been waiting for you." Elise shook her head. "You're mistaken. I don't know you." The woman stepped closer, and suddenly, memories flooded Elise's mind, memories of a mother's love, of warm arms that once held her, and of a fire that took it all away. Elise gasped. This was her mother. Tears welled in the woman's eyes. "I sang you that lullaby every night, but you left me in the flames. I waited for you to return." Elise backed away, trembling. "I didn't know. I was just a baby." The woman's sorrow twisted into anger. "Then be my baby again." The room went dark. Elise screamed as cold arms wrapped around her, pulling her into the cradle. The porcelain doll shattered, and in its place, Elise's body turned stiff, her skin smooth and unyielding, her lips parted, and from her tiny mouth, the lullaby began again. The next morning, the town awoke to silence. The lullaby had stopped, but in Hollow House, the cradle rocked gently, and the doll inside, now with Elise's glassy blue eyes, stared blankly at the ceiling, waiting for the next child to listen.